Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Kim Jacobs Show. I am so glad to have you all tuned in today and hopefully grabbing your virtual seats. I have with me today Kiwan Kiwi Amy, and we're going to be talking to him about his experience from going from a motorcycle accident to a miracle. And so make sure you grab your virtual seats and invite people to come into today's studio with you. Invite your friends, tag some people, tell people that the Kim Jacobs Show is on the air and we're getting ready to have a great show and learn a whole lot more about Kiwan. Welcome, Kiwan.
Welcome. Hey, I'm glad to be here.
I'm so glad to have you. So glad to have you. So I'll make sure, and Kiwan, I'm not sure if we're friends on Facebook, but if we are, you're welcome to share it with your friends as well. But other than that, we're going to rock and roll and get started with today's episode. Thank you all so much for tuning in to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. We'll have a good time. Hi, I'm Kim Jacobs, the Balance Doctor. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
All right, everyone. Yes, it is the Kim Jacobs Show, and we are here today with Kiwan, Kiwi, Amy, and I am encouraging you guys to invite people to be in the studio audience so that they can hear this miraculous, literally miraculous story. Remember, all of the episodes that we share with you is to be able to help you on your journey in life, whether you're balancing something or managing something, or you're trying to overcome some type of obstacle in your life. The guests that I bring on the Kim Jacobs Show have done just that. They've overcome some amazing odds, and he's here today to share his story with you. Kiwan is a businessman. He's a veteran. He's also an entrepreneur, a professional motivational speaker. Obviously, wait till you hear his story. He's definitely motivating and inspiring, and also an aspiring author. He has been playing the drums for 22 years and recently picked up playing the piano about a year or so ago. So welcome, Kiwan. How are you?
I am blessed. How are you?
I am blessed as well. Blessed, and as people say, highly favored.
There you go.
Highly favored.
Highly favored.
So I'm so glad to have you here today. I want you to just take us wherever you want to take us back in your lifetime and how it all began for Kiwan. How was your childhood growing up, and what were some of your goals and dreams? Take us on the journey of Kiwan's life.
Oh, wow. So we get to go back that far. How much time you got?
We can go back as far as you want to go.
So, Kiwan Amy, as everybody has heard, born and raised in Durham, North Carolina. And, on the playground is where I spent most of my days. Running around.
You know this is going to be a comedy show. Right in the comments, he said on the playground is where he spent most of his days. Okay, go ahead.
But running around outside. I love to be outdoors and just playing when I was younger, and just being interactive with other people is what it boiled down to. And then growing up, going through school, playing sports. I was athletic. I played football. I tried basketball. I wasn't really feeling it. It just wasn't for me. I like contact. So
you enjoyed the hitting and going in.
I was okay with like touching somebody. See, in basketball, you flop nowadays and it's a foul, and I don't appreciate that. And then I also ran track because I do have a little bit of the speed going on.
Oh, you have some speed, okay.
A little bit of the speed going on, and I'm also a jumper. I did long jump and high jump as well. Never got the chance to do triple jump. I actually wanted to, but I ain't voiced my opinion, so I guess I never got chosen.
So growing up, let me ask you a question right quick. Growing up, did you have parents that were very supportive of your goals and dreams? and they
Oh
kind of
yeah,
push.
yeah, no, yeah, definitely. They pushed. Well, I missed out on one. Well, not missed out, but I did not say that I am also coming from a family who bowls. Like we all bowl
Oh,
in a league, the USDC league, and if you haven't, you're probably going to at some point in time. So all of us have at least touched a bowling ball. If you came from that Mason, line of people. So yeah, we all bowl as well. I've been bowling since the age of 5.
wow.
Yeah, I've been bowling since 5, and I've also bowled since I lost my sight as well.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I have been able to do that too. It's kind of funny because I used to be like a 200. I could roll into those 200
Right.
games, and then when I lost my sight, I'm bowling like 22 and a 40. I'm like, okay, this is not it.
Okay. Okay. 'Cause I was thinking that if you gonna say you can bowl at 200 and something, I'm like, you know what? I am not going in the bowling alley with you playing around with you.
No, all my friends that used to want to go bowling with me, yeah, the ones that didn't care for it when I was able to really see, yeah, they were like, "Nah, we ain't going back with you." So now I'm sure they're like, "Oh, we'll go now.
Yeah, let's go bowling, Kiwan. Let's go bowling.
Yeah, we'll take you now. We know we can beat you."
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
You know,
so we come from a long line of bowlers. My youngest brother is 17. Man, I think what did he just bowl the other day? Oh God, it was like a 270 or 280 something. I was like, good Lord. Yeah, but yeah, he was up there and he's 17. Remember that. Yeah.
wow.
So yeah, we all came up in that area. Some liked it, some didn't. I was a part of the travel league for my bowling center. So I
Oh,
would go to
wow.
different areas of North Carolina and bowl and compete basically for my location.
Okay.
Yeah, came away with a lot of awards and stuff, and high games, high series, high scratch. But that then you go into a lot of different terminology that people won't understand.
Yeah.
So
Like, okay.
yeah, so get into that point. But yeah, no, football was my love. That was the one thing I played. I coached.
Wow.
Even when I went to the military, I played flag. But then I also found my way to a semi-professional team and got to play
Wow.
on that. Yeah, I got to start playing strong safety. I started at strong safety on that team. We had the number one defense in the league. It was great. I can't, I wouldn't be lying to you. I'm serious. We had the number one defense in the league that year. And I remember, I got to tell you this because, it plays a part in my Air Force career and the football career. But what were we? Oh, we were in England. And, this was actually during the semi-professional season, like
Yes.
right in the middle. And I was like, hey, guys, we had a guy drop out for the trip. He needs to stay here and, handle some business.
Right.
And they were like, man, we're going to miss you for how long? I said, it's going to be 2 weeks. So basically 2 games, y'all going to miss me. Like, dog, man, we really need you at that position. I was like, I know, but it's only 2 games. Like, yeah, that can make or break the season, though.
They're like, wait a minute.
I said,
Right.
real true. But so I go to England for the 2 weeks, and I'm like, we getting ready to head back, and I look at the time for the sheet in the schedule and what time we would make it back to the U.S. And I said, wait a minute. And I'm stationed in Goldsboro, North Carolina, so it's not that far from Durham. It's only an hour and 30 minutes.
Okay.
And so I was looking at the sheet and I was like, man, we would land in enough time for me to run back to the house, throw on my uniform, and be there probably by halftime.
Right.
So I was like, oh, they're gonna be surprised when I get there. So we landed, and we actually landed in a great amount of time. Not like too late, not too early, but pretty much around the time that I figured. And so I was like, do we have much to debrief? They were like, oh no, man, great trip. We had fun. Did y'all need anything? I was like, nah, I'm good. Okay, bye. So I took off running, went to my car, jumped in the car, hit the highway. And then my apartment, luckily, is right off the highway.
Okay.
So, this is like playing out perfect.
It's falling in line.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is meant to be. So, I go in my apartment, throw off my flight suit because I was a flyer. And so I throw off my flight suit, which you just unzip this long 3-foot zipper and then take it off. And then throw on my football uniform like halfway and head on out the door with my bag, with my duffel bag.
Right.
I pull up at North Carolina Central where we played our football games. And they looking around, they're like, wait a minute, is that Kiwan?
Yeah, you came on.
Like, who's that guy walking? He's got on one of our uniforms. Who is that?
And it's you. You know,
And
made
it
it
was
back
me.
to show up for the team.
Yeah, I strolled up on him, and it was just before halftime when I got there. And I said, Coach, he was like, man, what are you doing here?
But he put you in, didn't he?
He was like, I thought you were in England. I said, well, I just got back, to be honest. I drove from Goldsboro to here. He was like, oh, wow. And I was like, yeah, dedication, I know.
Dedication. You know what, Kiwan? Dedication. Talk about that for a second. How important is it to be dedicated to something you believe in?
Man, dedication is one of those things that people personally they look for in a lot of different things. So for example, what are you dedicated to? You might want to play. I think it was my high school football coach.
Mm-hmm.
One of my high school football coaches, he said, it's okay to want to play football, but are you dedicated to the game?
Wow.
And to everything that it requires to play this game? Because you're going to practice this game way more than you actually play a game.
Wow, that's a great point right there. We practice more than we actually play sometimes.
Exactly.
So make sure we type that point. Practicing sometimes takes more effort than it actually is when we're actually in the playing mode.
Right. Exactly. Wow. So if you think about it, I mean, just literally think about it. I think if I can remember back to high school, I believe a normal high school season is probably anywhere from 10, depending on your state and your size of school, but anywhere from 10 to 14 games.
Right.
So, but you're going in those 10 to 14 games and multiply those by like 4. And that's why more than likely the days you're going to practice.
That was a very profound point. I'm actually, Shannon typed that in the back office for us. And practicing, it takes more than actually playing. Yeah,
you're gonna practice this game way more than you're gonna play it. So if you're not dedicated to practice and putting all your time into and effort into practice, then we're not gonna put you on the field when it comes to game time because you're not gonna know what to do.
Wow. I love that's a great takeaway point for people that are watching. So in life, how do you equate that to life from your perspective?
To life. That's interesting. So I'm a research kind of guy. I love doing research. And we got it at our fingertips any day of the week when you got with a smartphone, So when it comes to business and stuff, I'm always looking up stuff, or comes to finances, I'm always looking up stuff. Comes to playing the drums or the piano, for example, I'm always looking up stuff. That's a part of practice. Mm-hmm. You're researching to be better at something. That's a part of practice. Yes, because that's what practice does. It makes you better. I research. I love to also discuss things. Some people say I'm argumentative. I say I just know what I like. If you don't know what you like, you're more susceptible to falling for anything at that point, or that's having somebody lead you astray.
I love it.
So yeah, I just know what I like. Research is a good thing because we get fed so many different things from so many different areas nowadays. Back when, of course I'm only 29, but back when I was growing up, you didn't have that many TV channels. Now we got thousands. And so it's
unlimited.
Yeah, it's like unlimited. I said this to my, I believe it was my mom or my stepdad, one or two, but I said, it's like overload. It's like you got so much that you don't even know what to do with it. You're like, I'll just watch this channel.
I'll just watch anything.
You're paying for 1,000 more.
It's like, what difference does it make? Right, I agree.
Right. So that's just how I think about it. I apply it, researching before I start a business or before I start writing a book, like I'm doing now, just different things like that. I like to research. I like to do things that make me more knowledgeable.
That's good. Me too. I'm an avid reader. I actually constantly read books. Every day I read multiple pages of even chapters. I can get through almost a whole book in a day sometimes. So
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoy a lot of self-help and teaching books, things that just make me better. And every book that my son reads, I have a 23-year-old son and he's an avid reader.
Okay.
And the books that he reads are like, what? I never even thought like that. So I get a copy of every book he reads and I read it too, just so I can expand my knowledge base.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you too, some people in the studio audience are chiming in, and Music by Phil, your coach, is on here. He said, go Kiwi, tell your awesome story.
Philly Dilly. That's what I call him. Philly Dilly.
And Phil is your coach, right?
He's my piano instructor. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I consider everybody coaches if they're training you on something.
Right.
Yeah, so he's your music coach, but music trainer in that regard. Congratulations. Thank you so much for being on here, Music by Phil. And I think you're coming on the show soon too. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And hey, Music by Phil, you all work in the same circle. So tag some of his friends and encourage them to be a part of today's broadcast. Let them know that Kiwi is right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. Angeline Hill with Sip and Chat. How are you? She said, good morning. Good morning. Angeline said, laugh out loud. Something you were telling a story about. You like the contact sports. And Music by Phil said that he loves you, brother. Loves you. Evangelist Walton said, good morning to you. Good morning. And lots of love just pouring into the studio audience here. Mother Lofton, Patricia Lofton says, good morning. You will practice more than you play. Commitment is key.
There it is. There it is.
Yes. He said, there it is. There it is.
Yep.
Good morning. My mommy's on here. She said, good morning to you as well.
Good morning.
So now for automobiles, 31% of the crashes result in injury, but only 0.29% of accidents are fatal. For motorcycles, 78.3% of reported crashes result in some type of injury, and 4.24% are usually fatal. So these are statistics right from the U.S. data, Wikipedia, but it's a whole U.S. data census that has been shared. And I just want you to take us on the journey of what transpired on the day that you experienced your motorcycle accident, Kiwan.
Okay. Well, I'll take you up to where I remember.
Okay. Well, first of all, let me give glory, honor, and praise to God and thank him that you are still here on this earth and that you are not one of the statistics that did have to pass away from this incident.
Amen to that, because literally that same year I had my accident, which was 2017. I believe my brother lost 3 of his friends to motorcycle accidents. Yeah, so it's one of those things. So I tell you, it is tough. But so for me, that my accident occurred on May 5th, 2017. But some people call it Cinco de Mayo. Have their little festivals and stuff. So I'm with me being in the Air Force. I'm in Air Force Reserve at the time. I had to go to a unit training assembly that weekend, which is usually, as a reservist, you have your little 3-day weekend where everybody comes to the base. So that was what I had to do that Friday, which it was a Friday on my accident. And I woke up that morning, everything normal, just doing my normal business, which was Kiwi Enterprise. Show that. Kiwi Enterprise. And, so I was just working on stuff and maybe working on some school stuff because I was also in college at DeVry University. And then I was talking to my friend and she was like, let's go grab a bite to eat for lunch before you head out tonight. And I was like, okay, because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do anything that night. So I was like, okay, sure, we can go to lunch, your lunch hour. And so I went up there. We went, ate lunch and whatnot. And then I for whatever reason, I guess I told her I was going back to my apartment to take a nap. I'm guessing I had been up either early or late the night before working on business stuff.
Right.
And so me going back to the house, to the house or the apartment, turned into me thinking, oh shoot, I forgot I gotta take pictures for my church because I was also a photographer and a
Okay.
webmaster for my church.
Oh.
So I was like, oh shoot, I gotta go take these pictures. I just said I forgot, and I remember I said I was gonna do that. Let me go do that. So with me getting home, I was like, well, you know what? I don't feel like driving the Charger. I gotta drive that later on tonight. Let me hop on the bike. And so that's what I did. Went upstairs, grabbed my camera, put it in my book bag, threw it on my back, went into the garage, pulled out the bike, riding just like any other day, okay?
Mm.
So I went by the church, took some great pictures. I still actually have them on the SD card that was in that camera. And so that's how I remember actually what I did that day because of that camera. So that actually brought back some memories. It's kind of crazy how that happens as well. But I remember it like it was yesterday. I was taking the pictures. I was in front of our gate, taking the pictures from the street and getting great shots because I needed to update them.
Right.
And so after that, I was like, well, I'm done taking pictures, but I'm not satisfied with my ride. Where my motorcycle, well, not motorcycle, where my apartment was and where my church is, it's like maybe 10 minutes of a ride.
Right.
That's very quick for a motorcycle.
Right.
I'm like, I barely felt the breeze.
Oh, so you wanted to get going some more.
Yeah, I was like, I barely felt the breeze. Let me go for a little ride. So this turned into me going to what we call Jordan Lake here in North Carolina. And a lot of people, around the area, they know Jordan Lake well. I grew up going to Jordan Lake when I was young, either on church trips, little church picnics, or even with my family. We would go there and go fishing or go get on the boat or just go to the lake, to jump in. So I know Jordan Lake well. So I rode out there. I love going to this little dock area. It was free of charge. So why not go there and relax? This is also where I spent time relaxing my mind and easing my mind, thinking, just letting the creative juices flow.
Yes.
Everybody needs that space. And that was my space, was going there and letting those creative juices flow. You'll hear an occasional car, pass by the bridge. And it's like, oh, there goes a car. And then you go right back to thinking about what's going on. Hear the water just hit up against the rocks.
So your own personal retreat type of thing.
Yeah. Just basking. And so after that, I was like, oh shoot, what time is it? Because time will slip away if you're not
right.
Oh shoot, what time is it? So I'm looking, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can actually still go home and catch me a little nap if I want to. And so I hop back on the bike, and I'm headed down the road. I think it's Highway 751 or something like that I was on. And this area does not have many intersections, to say the least. And even at these intersections, there are like trees that are cut back. So the oncoming traffic that's going to turn into the intersection can see what's coming down the highway. Well, for whatever reason, this guy apparently did not see me, who was driving his Honda Accord. And he pulled out in front of me. Now, I tell this story the same way, and I'm always going to tell it this way every single time because it's the truth. He pulled out in front of me. Now, I had three options, Kim. First option was I could go right and go into the trees. I could go left and go into oncoming traffic, or I could go straight like I did and hit him. And so that was literally what ended up happening. I'm pretty sure I froze up, or either my bike, did something where it wasn't going to move. And people really think that, motorcycles can stop like that. That's actually the worst thought to ever think because they have very little tire surface. And the first thing you do if you lock up that back brake is it's going to skid immediately. And so it's like, and if you press that front brake, guess what? You're going. It's like you're going tumbling. Okay. So either way, you're kind of screwed. So that's why they teach you in those classes to use both simultaneously. But either way, I wasn't going to be able to slow down. I'm moving at 55 miles an hour because that's the speed limit on the highway. I'm not going to be able to stop in enough time to avoid hitting this car.
Wow. So
So
you braced for impact, and you knew, like what they say, kind of with the flights and the
yeah,
pilots, is brace for impact if something's happening.
yeah, yeah.
You could foresee that this was getting ready to happen, and you made a conscious decision that I have three options. All of that was happening at the same time.
It was just like, and the thing is, I processed that. It sounds like I processed it very slow, but at the same time, it's like, oh my God, this is happening way too quick. Up, and there it goes.
Wow. Okay, so you had pretty much went head on with this
Yeah,
car
yeah. It's
at
like
55 miles per hour, basically.
yeah, yeah. So I hit him, and of course that was it for a month and a day. So May 5th I had my accident. June the 6th I came to from my medically induced coma, because they had to do so many surgeries on me. My face was crushed in. One of my right eye had popped out. My back was broken. Both of my legs broken. And that was just. And I had broken my jaw as well, and a lot of fractures to my teeth, to the right side. And so it was your worst nightmare, to say the least.
Yeah.
Oh, and did I tell you that I'm blind? It's like, what? Like you're just sitting there like, what in the world? Everything's from one accident. I had never had an accident before in my life. I had never broken a bone. And I just told you I like contact sports. Never
Right.
broken a
So
bone
you
in
have
my
been playing sports. You have been over with the professional league in England. You have been veteran in the
Yeah.
military, doing all of this stuff, and then even a safe driver as a motorcyclist.
Yeah.
Just going to take care of your church photos, and then having a moment of, hey, let me just have a moment of reprieve with the Lord and think about all of the goodness that He's put in my life.
Yeah.
Then you run 55 miles head on with this car, and it changes your life forever.
Forever. And that's that's one of the things I tell people when I do my motivational speeches. One of them I have titled "What's Next for Me." I titled one of my motivational speeches "What's Next for Me," and the reason I titled it that was because that's how I always thought, not just because of the accident. I've thought this way since I was younger. Like, what's next? Well, because I was as Philly Dilly, Music by Phil would say, you get bored quickly, don't you? And yes, I do. I'm the type that is ready to move on in an instant. I like to do things and get it done and then be ready for the next challenge.
Wow. Well, Music by Phil said that thank God you made it, because the world is a better place with you in it. With you still in it. This is just amazing. And my mom said, God is good. Camille Richardson is on here supporting you. She said, I cry every time I hear this story. You are a miracle personified.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Personified. You really are a true inspiration to everyone watching today. And I'm sure people are going to be sharing this broadcast everywhere, because if you can do this and keep the same level of enthusiasm and motivation that you have about life, we should all be able to share this with someone that's down and out because things just aren't going their way, Yeah. So you've inspired me so much today, Angeline Hill says, our lives are in the best hands. We're in God's hands.
Right.
Yes. And my mom said, amen to what you saying, the studio audience talking to the other studio audience members. So, I mean, Kiwan, we're going to be transitioning for a few moments to talk with attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and how befitting today's title of his legal moment, our legal moment with attorney Kenneth D. Snow, is actually going to be talking about bicycle accidents, even though it's not about motorcycle accidents, it's about bicycle accidents. So we're going to spend a few minutes with him. I'm going to give you a chance, Kiwan, to transition over to your piano. And listen, if everyone would like to hear some music played by Kiwan, Kiwi Amy, go ahead and just put a 3 in the comments. And the 3 is because I'm making a heart. I'm forming a heart. So either put a heart in the comments or a 3 in the comments if you want to hear some music by Kiwan, Kiwi Amy, when we come back from our legal moment with attorney Kenneth D. Snow. Kiwan, thank you so much for coming here so far and blessing us with your presence. I'm going to give you a moment to transition. I'm going to
Okay.
take you off the stage now and you'll be able to go and practice and do what you're going to do. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I'm going to put you backstage and I'm going to put you, attorney Kenneth D. Snow, on. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great, doing great. And lots of hearts are coming in. I see you all, and God is not done with you yet. All that you all are saying, I'm going to make sure Kiwan, and he's transitioning. I can see him backstage. We're going to take a moment just so I can let you all know that today's episode is sponsored by attorney Kenneth D. Snow. And now with attorney Kenneth D. Snow, make sure you let him know that the Kim Jacobs Show did send you his way. I'm going to share this quick commercial, and then we're going to be talking with him for our legal moment with him today directly.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right, attorney Kenneth D. Snow is right here in the studio with us today. Thank you so much for gracing us with your presence today as well, attorney Snow.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Now, you know, it's a lot. The springtime is coming. It's here. It's happening. So
Yes.
what does that mean?
Well, that means a lot of people will be out on their bikes and motorcycles during the season. And I don't know if you recall, but around the year 2017 in Charlotte, we had an explosion of bicycle riders with the new paths and greenways in Charlotte. We've had this explosion, and they have many people on their motorcycles and their bicycles, as well as scooters, who just want to get out for some sun and fun. But with that comes people having accidents or getting into accidents.
Right.
And sometimes cars or drivers of vehicles are not looking for people on bicycles and on scooters.
That's true. And I mean, I can tell you when I'm downtown eating dinner or something, I have never seen so many people out on bicycles at night, attorney Snow. It's people going between cars, and you really have to pay attention if you're the driver.
And that's true. And people have to learn to respect bicyclists and people who are on scooters and motorcycles. I mean, they are entitled to use the road much like a vehicle are. They're entitled to some rights. And you'll be surprised, nationwide, and just last year, there were over 1,000 bicycle riders that were killed and thousands that were injured as a result of people driving vehicles and just not paying attention and watching out for them. And with that as well, looking at the motorcycles, I think there was last year maybe over 6,000 deaths that were motorcycle riders that were killed as a result of driver error.
Wow. So now when these crashes occur, like between a vehicle and a bike, kind of take us through that process. What happens? I mean, I know somebody's injured or even death, but what else goes down from a legal perspective?
Well, many of these cases, and people don't know that. And first, let me say this: we have to think about these individuals that are injured in these accidents and that are killed, because they leave behind family members and loved ones, and oftentimes family members and loved ones don't know what to do when their loved ones are injured or killed, but they do have legal rights. And so what they need to do is obviously seek out an attorney, because oftentimes, even if the person that survives the accident, this person is injured so badly that they are missing time from work. They don't have the same enjoyment of life that they did before. And what we try to do is make sure that we try to put them in a place where they're compensated for the injury. Certainly, there's no amount of money that will replace your loved one or that will pay you for your pain and suffering. But the law provides the best it can, meaning that you are entitled to monetary damages oftentimes. So don't assume just because you're a bicyclist and you're not in your vehicle that when someone hits you, you're not entitled to recovery, because you are. but you need to seek out legal advice to make sure that you're compensated as fully as you can for your injuries.
Interesting. Okay. I'm really grateful that you said that, because people don't always know where to even begin. I'm going to put this information up here for you all so you know exactly how to get in touch with Attorney Kenneth D. Snow. 704-358-0026. And their website is snowlegal.com. You can email him at info@snowlegal.com. If you have specific questions, are you willing to answer questions from my studio audience? They're from all around, so it's not just—
Absolutely. And certainly we'll take questions today as well. You can certainly call my office, and we do provide you with a free consultation relative to your injuries and your accidents. So we look forward to talking with you.
Well, that's really good. Now, even right now, everyone, if you have a question, this is free advice that Attorney Kenneth D. Snow is saying, hey, ask me some questions. I'll be happy to answer it pertaining to bicycle injuries or bicycle accidents. Definitely pop your question right here in the comments section, and he'll take a moment to answer. It may be something pertaining to a family member or a story you heard in the community or a friend. So type your question and he'll pop in and give the answer right quick. Let's see. Another thing is there are two different types of crashes that you say. Tell us about those.
Well, the first type of crash typically is where the person is either a pedestrian and just walking, and they're injured by a vehicle. Now, I will caution bicyclists as well as pedestrians that you have to abide by the law as well. So just because you're on a bicycle, you have to be mindful that there are requirements that you must meet as well. You must consult with. I would suggest that you certainly read the DMV handbook, so that you understand that you have requirements as well. Because in the state of North Carolina, if you are injured and yet you have contributed to the accident, you will not be able to recover. So you must not contribute to the accident or be at fault in any way in the state of North Carolina in order to contribute.
Oh, wow. Now, okay, so that's a very interesting perspective, because let me visualize. If I'm driving, right? I'm driving down the street. There is a bicycle, and they are like turning on their like a pop wheelie in between the two cars. I'm making it up because it's literally, I saw this. I was like, this happens right here in Charlotte. And so they're pop wheeling, trying to play with their friends and everything. And then there's an accident. Are they partially at fault, the actual bicyclists, or just still the driver?
It's certainly likely that it could be in that particular scenario. North Carolina has this law that we call contributory negligence. Okay. And that means if the injured party is 1% negligent, they are completely barred from recovery. Now, this is a law that most plaintiffs' lawyers don't like, because it does bar you from recovery. So it's important that if you're on a bicycle, first, for your own safety, be very careful. You don't want to cause an accident or contribute to an accident.
Right.
And you want to make sure that you go back home to your loved ones, because regardless of what we can recover for you or your family, that won't replace you.
That's right. That's right. Wow. Okay. That's really good information. Now, in the Charlotte area, where does Charlotte stack up against the whole nation? Because, I live in Charlotte, you live in Charlotte. So where do we fall with the whole national rankings when it comes to bicycle accidents and things of that nature?
I'm not sure where Charlotte falls in that area, but I can tell you, just by representing people over the years, that we will be surprised at the number of people that are injured when on a bicycle.
Okay.
Although I don't have a bike at this time, I have a motorcycle endorsement, and I used to ride my motorcycle quite a bit. I don't ride anymore, but understand this. Oftentimes, drivers of cars aren't looking for a scooter or a bicycle.
Right.
They look, and they're looking for an oncoming car, and sometimes it does not register to them that this is an individual who's coming in my pathway, and this person's on a bike, and they just pull out. So be very careful. Make sure that you observe what the other car is doing. Many times, when people are injured on bicycles, on motorcycles, it's not their fault. It's simply the car or the driver of the vehicle. It does not register that someone's coming because they're
Right.
looking for a bigger object.
That's interesting. But I know that Charlotte is kind of like considered bicycle. Is it bicycle friendly or no?
Yes, I would consider Charlotte as a bicycle friendly city. I mean, with all of the bicycle paths that they've created. But keep in mind, even though they're paths for bicycles, the law does not require that bicyclists stay in that bicycle lane.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. They don't
It's
have
not
to.
a requirement. They're entitled to the entire lane of a same way a vehicle is. Now, of course, many bicyclists will stick closer to the right-hand side of that lane, but they're entitled to the close lane. And as a motorist, someone who's driving a vehicle, you do have the right to pass them, but only when safe.
So they literally, it sounds like the actual drivers of the bicycles are just as responsible as the drivers of cars in using the proper precautions, is what I'm thinking. I'm hearing.
Right. They're still required, even on your bicycle, you're required to abide by the laws. For instance, bicyclists are not allowed to ride on the sidewalk.
Okay, this is
Bicycle and
good.
scooter riders should ride on the street.
Okay. Well, this is good because I wanted to ask, so for drivers, I want people to walk away. For drivers, what should they do? Do they yield to? Tell us a couple of things that they should be doing.
Well, the first thing I would say as a driver of the vehicle, regardless of what the law is, you want to make sure that you don't hit someone who's on a bicycle.
Period.
A bicycle or a
Exclamation
scooter,
point. Y'all hearing that?
right, a bicycle or scooter cannot compete with a vehicle that weighs tons. So you want to be safe. But be mindful that a bicyclist is very much entitled to the road like you are. And I get it. Some people are in a rush to go to work and bicycles are slower than vehicles, but yet they're entitled to the road just like a driver of a vehicle.
Okay, good. And for cyclists, your key takeaway points for them, anybody that's watching today's episode and they're a cyclist and they say, I have a right to the road just like the cars, tell them some tips that they should keep in mind.
Well, number one, I would say certainly wear your equipment, protective equipment to be safe.
Okay.
But when you're in the highway, make sure that you are very mindful of oncoming traffic that are a vehicle that's at an intersection. Assume that the car that's entering the intersection does not see you. Every time when I rode my motorcycle, I anticipated that the car that was pulling out of a driveway or a cross street simply did not see me. And I'm sure that in many cases that made me safer. And there are many cases when people still, even with the lights and horns and the loud bike that I was on, they still pulled out in front of me.
Still, no matter, even though, and it's not that they intended, they, like you said, they just, maybe you were in a blind spot. They just, but then now something happens and an accident occurs. If the person lived, which could be the case that they may not, then you're saying it's time to seek legal representation.
Absolutely. Anytime that you're in an accident with a vehicle, whether even if you're not sure whether you're in the right or wrong, please reach out to us. We can certainly give you free legal advice. And it's free. So reach out. I don't mind taking a minute of my time to talk with you about your legal rights. We look forward to it.
That's really good. I think that's commendable that you're willing to take the time, because not every attorney is willing to even take the time to answer questions unless they're going to get their immediate consultation fees and different. There's just certain things that have to happen. And that's a business as well. But for you to be willing to take the time to answer a quick question that a person has, that's just wonderful. So 704-358-0026. If you have a question, no matter where you are in the country, call and ask your quick question. Attorney Kenneth D. Snow is willing to answer the question. Now, he's not saying, let me say, I'm being his agent for a minute, okay? He's not saying just call and talk for 30 minutes or talk for 55 minutes and say, thank you so much. God bless you and have a great day. That's not what he's saying. I could be your agent now, right?
Yes, you can. Just to remind folks, as my firm administrator will remind me, we always want to remind folks that although that our main office is located here in Charlotte in the South Park area, we have an office in Georgetown, South Carolina, my hometown. Always have to give a shout out to my hometown. And we also have a satellite office in Rock Hill.
Yes, yes. Oh, Kimberly, one of your office administrators, she's like,
Yes.
thank you, Miss Jacobs. Please say that. This is a whole business. She's like, don't wait now. Everybody calm down. You can call, get your quick question if you say you saw it on the Kim Jacobs show only now. You gotta say that too. They'll be like, did you see this on the Kim Jacobs show? Other than that, what you talking about, Willis? Okay, no, just okay.
That goes way back, way back.
Right. Yeah, that's a whole quote. Let me make sure you know that is a quote. Okay, I forget where.
Yes.
But well, anyway, I think it was Webster. Anyway, Attorney Kenneth D. Snow, thank you so much for taking the time to
Thank you.
come on. It's always a pleasure to have you here on the Kim Jacobs Show and to impart the wisdom that you so graciously share. So thank you.
Thank you. See you next time.
Look forward to it. Okay, you have a great day. We're gonna go back to Kiwan. I'm gonna let you go on with the rest of your day and start getting some of those calls. Make sure y'all say the Kim Jacobs Show sent you his way. Have a great day, Attorney Steph. All right, we're back with Kiwan, Kiwi. Amy, how are you back there, Kiwan? And you know what? Doggone it, guess what? Your thing. Oh, I muted you. Okay, I was gonna say. I thought I was getting ready to say you got to go back over there and unmute. But okay, this is like I'm actually. It's so. This is interesting. I thought you muted yourself, so I was like, "Oh my gosh, you got to come back and transition and unmute yourself." But it's me, so we're good. Kiwan, I want to say first of all that your story is so inspiring and so incredibly encouraging. Before you play, what words of encouragement would you give to people that are experiencing difficulties in their lives and they're not, I don't know what to do. I feel like my life is over. The weight of the world is on my shoulder. It's too much for me to bear. And you've bared this. What advice would you give them?
Well, first off, never give up. I know it's, cliche, but it's true. Secondly, I have done a motivational speech titled "Why Not Me?"
Why not me?
And it's on YouTube. So if you search "Why Not Me" and my first and last name, you'll find that.
We'll type that up here. Make sure you all search on YouTube "Why Not Me" by Kiwan. Amy, is a motivational speech that he did, and it's entitled "Why Not Me?" And we'll put that in the comments section for you to be able to see his motivational speech later today.
And the reason I titled it "Why Not Me" is because I was thinking in the mindset, which we all do at some point in time, why me? Why did this happen to me? But when you sit back and if you can think of the why not me and be successful or come out on top, then you found the true meaning. And that's what kept pushing me. I found all the reasons why I could handle this. And those were the reasons that I can still play this piano. I can still play those drums. I can still use a computer, those types of things. I was like, well, what is stopping me? Nothing? Oh, okay, fine. Let's go. Oh
my gosh. Why not me? Why not me? And you say you're an aspiring author. That's your book right there, Kiwan.
I'm glad you just plugged that in there because my book will be coming out on the anniversary of my accident, which is May 5th, but it'll be 2021. So that's this year.
You know what? I gotta lean back. I'm sorry, I gotta lean back in my chair. That's it. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
It took me over the top.
Yep. And so shout out to Mr. Phil Walters and his wife, Tawanda. She's the one who kept pushing me to write it. She's like, just write something. Just keep writing. And every day, just keep writing. I was like, okay, sounds easy. But then I started writing and it was as simple as that, just start writing.
If anybody ready to read the book that Kiwan Amy writes, put a 5 in the comments, a high 5 in the comments, because I can't wait to get a copy of your book. And May 5th is the release date, 2021, which is going to be on the anniversary date one of the anniversary dates of his accident. And
Yep.
so I can't wait to get a copy of his new book release that's going to come out. He said, never give up. And the motivational speech that you can check out is Why Not Me by Kiwan, Kiwi, Amy. And it is on YouTube. Yes, people said, Music by Phil said, we walk by faith and not by sight, but we walk. Yes, yes. Camille, a 5 in the comments. I'm so glad that you all are on supporting him today and supporting his journey. Yes. Okay. Let's see. More comments came in while the break was happening. And people said definitely, they put 3s in the comments because they cannot wait to hear you play the piano. So yes, lots of 3s and hearts came in during the break as well. And I'm posting all of those right now. Paula Lesso, Evangelist Walton, Angeline Hill, Mother Patricia Lofton, my mom, Camille Richardson, Paula Lesso. I said her, okay. So people have said they want to hear you play. So what do you want to play for us today, Kiwan?
Well, shout out to Mr. Phil Walters out in Raleigh, North Carolina, for teaching me what he has taught me so far. But I'm just going to kind of do a small little freestyle.
Okay.
And Mr. Phil, don't get blown away or don't get, bent out of shape. I'm not going to go crazy. I promise.
Okay. And I do want to say that I did. Shannon, thank you so much. We found the actual YouTube video of his motivational speech,
Yeah.
and that is in the comments section. So you'll be able to click on that link and it'll take you right to his motivational speech.
Oh,
Okay.
And you guys get a little treat because Camille's singing in the beginning of it.
And Camille was a guest on the Kim Jacobs show too before. Yes. And she's also one of our experts. She's the vision expert. Even though she's blind, she is the vision expert on the Kim Jacobs show. Okay, go ahead, Kiwan. Shout out to you, Mr. Phil Waters. He's getting ready to freestyle and do a compilation of some things that you've taught him.
All right. And let me know if you can hear me good or not. So, can you hear that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so here we go. Let me. This hand wants to start sweating, and I hate that. Okay. Okay. Oh,
I'll put you over here.
We're gonna do this right.
Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna put you front and center.
All right,
Okay.
here we go. Oh. Oh. Well, how was I just doing this? I was just literally doing it.
You do your thing, brother. I'm just putting some comments up. That's from Music by Phil. Camille said, take your time.
So that's one little ditty that I was gonna do, and I'll give you another one.
All right. And my question to everybody that's listening, what can you do in spite of your own limitations? That's my question to you as the host of the show. What are some limitations you have? And what can you do in spite of those limitations?
And let me know when you're ready.
Ready to rock and roll?
All right. And
And Camille said, take your time, brother.
I'm trying. So here we go. got stuck.
It sounds good. Wow. And that's just after literally, how long have you been getting these lessons?
Let's see. This is March, so about 5 or 6 months.
Wow. I could have gotten those lessons for years with my sight, and I don't know that I could play at that level. I mean, I'm believing in myself and all, and I'm very positive, and I do believe in myself.
Right.
But I don't know that I could do that. So you want to transition back over to I'll pull you backstage for a second and give him a second to get in his seat and get transitioned back. If that was just absolutely incredible, just learning how to play the piano, being taught by Music by Feel, I think that is amazing. So to me, it's amazing. I'm going to type amazing in the comments, and you can type whatever comment you want, but I'm typing absolutely amazing because I have my full sight and I don't know that I could do that. So I'm quite impressed. All right, pulling you back in, Kiwan. I'm bringing you on screen. All right, there you go.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if I was on them drums, it'd be a whole different story. You'd be trying to tell me to get off.
You can beat the drums too if you want to. Okay, don't play.
I'm telling you, you will be trying to tell me to get off.
It's totally up to you.
This short.
It's totally up to you. If that's how you want to take us out, is beating the drums, you go back there. All right, so we have about 3 minutes or so left here on the Kim Jacobs Show, and I just want to make sure that you get a chance to share any closing comments that you may have, and anyone else that wants to say a quick word of encouragement to Kiwan, Kiwi, Amy, type it right quick, and I'll go ahead and my mom said, you know what? You continue to be encouraged on your journey.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. What's some closing comments you have for everyone that's watching, Kiwan?
Well, real quick, I do want to tell everybody my book title so they can look for it, and it'll be, somewhat on their mind. I will be releasing it soon, but just say they heard it first on the Kim Jacobs Show. But it's going to be called Don't Focus on Why Me. And the subtitle is From Motorcycle Accident to Miracle. So that'll be the book that you'll be looking for. Don't Focus on Why Me. From Motorcycle Accident to Miracle.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
By Kiwan, Amy. Wow. Okay. Don't focus on why me. Let me put that up there. Don't focus on why me. From Motorcycle Accident to Miracle. Coming soon by Kiwan, Amy. And lots of people are just typing comments. Tashana DeBerry says, you are such an inspiration. A total inspiration. Wow. Okay, we can't wait.
I wonder if that's Tatiana.
Oh, it might be. Are you Tatiana, Tashana DeBerry?
I think I'm trying to think.
Are you Tatiana? All right, you have to tell us. Okay.
But other than that, I would love to leave people with my favorite quote. And I came up with this one. I mean, I don't know if it's floating around out there anywhere, but to me, it's mine.
Okay, Shannon will type your favorite quote. Let's see. What's your favorite quote?
So my quote is, I may have lost my sight, but I did not lose my vision.
He may have lost his sight, but he did not lose his vision. And so outside of being an author coming up and all of the other things that you have going on, what's next for Kiwan, Kiwi, Amy, who still has a whole lot of vision?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. So the number one thing that's coming up is the book, of course. That'll be released soon, and I'm working on it diligently. That is a time-consuming thing. But and then I am working on a new business right now. It's going to be, rental cars. I'm a car fan and car enthusiast. So I do love cars, but I also want to have a business around cars, something focused around them.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
I am that type of person. I wanted, when I was in high school, I wanted to work on it. And then I was like, I don't think I want to do that. So I just felt like, it's not, I mean, don't get me wrong, for all those maintainers out there, which I've worked with, you guys keep doing what y'all doing, because we still need you. Okay.
Yes.
Everybody does their part, and I know why. I know how the big road turns.
Right. That's right.
So, but I just realized that it wasn't something for me, and don't get me wrong, I did the work on my car before I lost my sight. I used to do all the work on it. So, yeah, other than what I paid for, because I did pay for a maintenance package.
Well, I can tell you that you are an inspiration, and anybody that makes excuses, if you have a friend that's made excuses, that's down and out, pity party, let them see this episode. Start watch parties this evening, whenever your schedule permits. Start a watch party and let people get exposed to Kiwan, Kiwi, Amy. He has gone from being a motorcycle accident survivor to becoming a miracle walking, breathing and talking and inspiring the world today. I am so blessed that you came on the Kim Jacobs Show today. And Mother Patricia Lofton said, hey, awesome. God bless you for sharing your inspirational story. Tashana said, oh, it's her sister. It's Tatiana's sister.
Oh,
So, and then Camille said, you have a powerful title for your book. So everybody be on the lookout be on the lookout for the book. Don't focus on why me. Yes. From motorcycle accident to miracle, coming soon by Kiwan, Amy. And I'll close out today's show by letting you know that I offer an 8-week online course. There are people that can start courses from scratch, just like what you're seeing here, are starting their own shows from scratch. I started my own show, and during the whole quarantine, I've been a talk show host since 2008, had a show on PBS and all of those things. But I wanted to figure out how to creatively transition during this COVID-19 time frame and still be able to provide you all with quality programming and great guests like Kiwan. And I believe that God has really blessed the Kim Jacobs Show to do that. So please support the show and subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. I put it in the comments how you can do that. But if you are interested in starting your own show from scratch, I'll share with you right now as we close out how to do that. And you can sign up for the course right through kimjacobsconsulting.com. And Kiwan, please, when you get ready to release your book, would you please come back and allow us to also release it right here on the show?
For sure.
I'm excited about it. We're going to get some copies sold right here on the Kim Jacobs Show.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
And I'm so motivated about everything that God is going to do in your life. So continue to go on this wonderful journey. Oh, hey, Lotus Rashay is on here. I know she probably would love to have you on her show too. She has a show. If you guys are not checking out Lotus Rashay Ignite show, make sure you look up Lotus Rashay and follow her. She's an international talk show host and doing a phenomenal job bringing in all kinds of wonderful guests from around the world. And you name it, globally, people come to her show. So definitely check out News You Can Use and the Lotus Rashay Ignites show. She has 2 different programs that she's offering over there. Thank you, Lotus, for being on today. All right, tomorrow we have the authors that's going to be coming on, and that's tomorrow, which is going to be My Walk Past Hell. And these authors are dropping some serious knowledge about how people can get from where they are, from torment, to walking right past hell. And so that's going to be tomorrow. And then we're going to have a specialist on talking about grief and how to deal with grief and deal with tragedy. So she's going to be on Thursday. We have Freestyle Friday coming up. We have a great lineup of shows for you guys all week long. Kiwan, thank you for blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you all for tuning in today. Thank you so much. Lotus said, thank you so much. I appreciate you. About to go live on my show, and I'm about to give a shout out to you as well. You are the queen of the daytime show. You crazy. Lotus, you like, I'm about to go live. Okay. Thank you so much, Lotus. All right, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in to today's episode. I'm going to go ahead and close out, but let you learn how you can start your own show from scratch. If you'd like to learn that, be sure to go right to kimjacobsconsulting.com. Kiwan, I'm going to talk to you backstage, so stay put for a second, if you don't mind. And we're going to close out this episode, okay?
All righty.
You are amazing.
Thank you.
You know how you're on a show, Kiwan, and it's like that last thought, and you're like, dog, I should have said that. Is there one thought you wanted to still say?
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. You're such a joy. I'm so excited to know you. Okay, we're going to close out, guys. Have a great day. See you tomorrow at 11. Hey, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, and I'm so excited to go on this journey with you. You and I are going to have a great time as you go through this course on how to create your own online show from scratch. Everything that you need to know from A to Z, everything that I know anyway, I'm going to pour it into you. We're going to have a great time talking about what should your show even be called? Who's going to be your guest? How do you identify your target audience? How do you be able to get your studio audience engaged? What type of lighting should you use? All kinds of things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the different platforms that you should use. We're going on this journey together, so go ahead and grab your virtual seats.